Hello everyone, I'm Said Mandegar. Welcome to another Vray class. For those who are new in here, I'm so glad to be your host for a couple of minutes, and for those who are along with me through the year, I'm so excited to have you again. In this tutorial I'm gonna explain how to set up your Vray Render Setup so you can optimize the renderer and speed up the rendering process. Here you can see the final render of this scene using this setup. As before, here I choose production rendering mode. Make sure I'm using Vray Advanced Engine to set up my renderer. In previous video, I talked about the output size and ratio, so here we leave this section for now. Let's go to the print size assistant. First step that I always take is to make sure I'm rendering my scene on 300 dpi resolution. As you see, if you choose a lower DPI amount, the output size will be increased. Choose a path for saving your render automatically, because if anything happened before saving your renders, you're probably going to lose it. Let's make sure you will have the renders as soon as it finished rendering. Now let's go back to the render setup. Here is an example of how to change the size and ratio for those who didn't watch that before. The ratio is fixed, I just increase the size. If you want to have each elements to be saved separately, check this item and give it a path. displacements will pop up all your bumps and normal maps, so you will have a better render in general. Uncheck the hidden lights if you have some hidden lights and you don't want them to be participated while rendering your scene. Adaptive light is one of the key elements of optimizing your render time. Also, you can increase the subdivs amount to increase the lighting quality, but 8 is good for most of your scenes. I talked about override material in lighting class. You can check that video to learn more about this item. Here we have two types: progressive, which is mostly used for test rendering or the renders that you need to see the whole things at once, and bucket mode, which is perfect for final rendering, but it doesn't show you the whole things at once. Render mask can be used for a re-rendering a specified area, texture, objects, and everything that is sorted in its list. Bucket image sampler will determine the overall quality of your render. By controlling these amounts, you will have a better render. For example, let's keep the mean at 1 and bring down the max to 10 or 12 to have a very good render. As you increase the max level, you will have a better render, but be aware that it will increase your render time. By reducing the noise threshold, you will have a render cleaned from the noise and flakes. By activating the local subdivs, you can have a control on subdivs of your shader, so you can consider a high subdivs amount for your main shaders and bring down the subdivs of those shaders that are assigned to the kind of secondary objects. By increasing this amount, you will have a way better quality and of course, way longer render time. About the gamma, there's a few ways to achieve a good quality. I use this way, and that is my personal opinion on this issue. If you want to know more about the gamma, you can watch my gamma correction tutorial. GI. If you use Vray 3.5 or higher, the best primary engine is Bradforce, and for secondary, you can use Light Cache for all Vray previous or next versions. Ambient occlusion is a must for having a real render. It really improves the final quality. You can learn more about this item by watching the lighting tutorial from my previous episode of this series. Light cache subtubes can be around 1000. That's good for most of interior scenes. For having the best chance to do post-production on your final render, you need to add render elements on your output. In the next tutorial, I will focus on using these elements on post-production. That's the Denoiser feature, which Vray added from Vray 3.5 to its renderer. See, it sounds awesome. I hope you follow the next tutorial to finish this interior course. These are the raw version of my final render, and this is what it becomes after post-production, which is the next tutorial. If you like this video and if you like hanging out with me, if you like this content, you know what to do. And I appreciate all of your supports, and for all the new subscribers, thanks for coming over this channel, and I hope you enjoy your time here. See you soon. Have fun!